It's 8 things. 8 things no one tells you about starting household leadership. Not the aesthetic pantry restocks or the storage bins that are color coded just right. We're talking about actual leadership here. When you take your home from a passive state into a controlled leadership state. Come along with me. We're going to talk about this some more. A household doesn't just accidentally improve. It improves because someone intentionally steps up to lead it. But when you step in the leadership role for your family, you get hit with a bunch of invisible walls that nobody warned you about. It took me years of trial and error to finally get to a point where I can dismantle schedules and map out a clear vision for my family. All of the psychological and operational shifts that take place with this change. In this video, I want to compress that timeline for you so that you can bypass the months of wasted time and move straight into sustainable transformation. If you're new here, my name is Cynthia, and I help high achievers create action plans in order to win in household management and feel less overwhelmed. My focus is not generic time management skills or time management hacks. It's about how to become deeply functional and productive with your family, taking the members of your household's capabilities and limitations into account when you're making an action plan for your family. Let's dive straight into the first reality shift, because it's something I still actively manage to this day. You will question your own judgment. When you start implementing systems, you will have an immediate wave of second guessing. You will look at your routines and you'll ask yourself, am I being too strict? Or am I just creating extra friction? When I first transitioned into YouTube full-time and had to completely overhaul our family's work and school schedules, I felt this entirely. I was trying to balance accommodations, I was trying to balance therapy appointments and household structures. And there were days when I felt entirely unqualified. Here is the leadership lesson. Questioning the system does not mean the system is failing. It means you are actively transitioning from passive reacting to active management. Expect the doubt, but trust the process anyway. At least long enough so you can gather actual data before you decide to abandon ship. And the second thing that will happen is that you will get so much closer to your family household members. People assume that bringing structure into the home makes it cold or corporate, and that's just not true. The exact opposite is actually what's going to happen. Real household management offers psychological safety for your family members. When you establish clear expectations, you eliminate the low background of the constant unstated rules in the house. In our home, when we added in the family reflections, we noticed a huge difference. It allowed us to sit down, review the schedule, and explicitly discuss the feelings surrounding the new changes. We even started a new routine where the family members go around and list one positive characteristic trait that they like about another household member. And I believe that the management gave us the framework to communicate transparently, which ultimately brought us closer together. The truth is, it will get worse before it gets better. Phase 1 of optimization always looks like chaos, but it doesn't have to be all the time. When you decide to confront the areas that are not working, you are pulling back the rug. Think about laundry, for example. In my home, we were overflowing in clean laundry all over the place, wasting hours in the morning, being late for work, missing the school bus, all because we didn't have organization in this area. Nobody could find what they wanted. When we first started creating everyone held accountable for their actions and putting away their own clean laundry, we were met with a lot of resistance. It was not easy at first. It looked worse before it got better, but the friction is just the diagnostic phase. You have to break the old dysfunctional habits to build the new infrastructure. Now let's talk about how you can go through an emotional cleanse. Getting your home in order is rarely just about physical items. It's an emotional clearing out. You're going to have to confront old identities, guilt over past disorganization, and the realization of how much energy you've actually wasted trying to fit your life into systems that were never designed for your family's specific layout. When you declutter the toys your kids aged out of, or face the financial obligations pinned to your calendar, you are processing the past. Acknowledge that weight. Recognize that letting go of physical clutter and old, broken routines is the necessary cost of making room for the mental clarity that you deserve. So you will get slightly obsessed with creating new systems once you get this finally down packed. Once you experience your first operational win, that's when it happens. A funny thing happens, you kind of just get hooked on it. You get a little bit of taste of what the peace feels like in a functional home, and it is so nice. And then suddenly you want to systemize everything. You will go from fixing the morning rush to building out a dedicated school organization system, like the binder I created for permission slips and rubrics, and all the other things that happen with school. Then you're going to want to move to a structured screen time chart. You even build a system for when the kids do not have screen time and they don't earn it. What are they going to do instead? You're going to build something around that too, just to run the home smoothly without having to play the entertainment director. What you need to do is when this happens, you need to embrace this momentum. What's actually happening is your executive functioning in your brain is realizing how much leverage you can actually create. And it's wonderful. This happens when you frame your home like a supportive ecosystem that is also efficient. You will either laugh or cry from joy after phase 3. There's a specific milestone in this journey, right after you get past the initial setup friction and the structural adjustments where everything just clicks. For us, it was the realization that our 30-day meal planning, did not have to be this monumental burden. So we decided to scale it back to a 2-week warehouse instead. So we decided to bring it back to a 2-week run instead. And we just brought back our safety net meals because those were always a good thing for us. So our first evening, though, we hit a really unexpected schedule delay. We were able to walk into the kitchen and without hardly any effort, put together a safety net meal for us for the week, which was a lot easier than it was before when we were doing our 30-day plans. I didn't know whether I should laugh or cry from the pure relief of that particular situation. Now, that part of the process makes the breakthrough journey totally worth it for phase 3. It will need to be tweaked along your journey. A common misconception is that a good system is static. In reality, a highly functional system is dynamic and must constantly be adjusted. You know why? Because your family's life changes, schedules change, kids' schools sometimes change. After school activities happen, energy fluctuates. When my planning was purely decorative and filled with complex layouts, my productivity was at an all-time low. I had to strip back to a functional schedule, high utility layouts that allow me to plan, execute, and delegate tasks. And don't forget to adjust weekly as well. Do not view adjustments as a failure to your system because it's not. View them as a necessary evolution of living, like a breathing household. Your family will thank you when they see the rewards. In the beginning, you might feel like the lone enforcer of the new boundaries, but eventually the results speak for themselves. Children actually crave structure. It lets them know exactly what they need to expect and creates a predictable rhythm in their world. When everyone knows their specific role, when capabilities are actually respected, and when buffer space is intentionally left in the schedule for self-care time, rest, the entire temperature of the home drops. Your family won't just see the rules. They will feel the peace, the lack of rushing, and the intentional family time that the system brought for them. And that is when the gratitude shows up. Now, building these systems is not something that happens overnight. It is built by stacking small, consistent routines over time. If you're ready to stop managing your home out of hope and a prayer and start actually using a real framework, I want to make sure you have the exact tools to win. There is a significant opportunity to streamline the process for your entire household right now. I have mapped out the foundational structure inside of my 7-day home management guided planner, linked in the description box below. It is specifically designed to leave room for transitions, organize your core schedules, and build the exact operational scaffolding that your family actually needs. You can find the direct link in the pinned comment. If you found real value in this video, hit the subscribe button, like this video, share it with your friends and family, and join this YouTube community where we have high achievers create action plans in order to win in household management and feel less overwhelmed. I'll see you in the next video.